some of the pieces together that I've heard. So to answer your question, just to go back to something that you said at the very beginning. So I first have to reclaim myself. And the way that I say European American reclaim myself is I acknowledge and understand the privilege that I have that I don't earn. Okay? So then I, as a white person, began to work on white power and privilege. Hubert talked a little bit about the institutionalization of no worth. So that I feel that I have no value in my community, and for a lot of people of color, that has been hammered in forever. So that's a different kind of reclaiming of the self. But going back to Chris, what you said, I think that does start with reclaiming yourself. Then I can reclaim my family around me. So if I'm a white family, my white family has to understand that we're living in a world of unearned power and privilege that allows us to do many things that our brothers and sisters of color just can't do. And then we begin to reclaim relationships that then allow us to reclaim our neighborhoods, that allow us to reclaim our entire city, and we begin to build that back. So I'm optimistic that that's what we can do. But it's, somebody said, I don't know if you said, yeah, I can't pick up a piece of paper on the ground because I've been passing it for 2 years. Well, let me pick up the piece of paper. How do we start with ourselves and then move that out? But it's a different path. So I need to understand Brother Hubert's path, and he can understand my path, because we're reclaiming different stuff. But it is all so important for all of us to come together to be able to do that. And then we reinforce each other. Brother Hubert always tells me that he loves me. That helps.
Yes, ma'am.
And I didn't want to take anything away from what you were saying, and I guess I agree with Mr. Roberts in terms of, there is the struggle, and what do you think? I forgot your name now.
Ron.
Right. What do you think is needed for your generation? What do you need from white people who have all the power and privilege? What can we do? I guess I know one of the things I try to do is to help all my neighbors understand all the barriers that Mr. Roberts has educated us to. All those barriers.
You know what? I'll say this. What I feel like I need white people to do is stop ignoring it.
Okay.
Stop ignoring racism,
Right.
white power. Don't get upset with, as a black man, when I'm 38, Mr.
60.
He's 60. Why are we still having the same issues?
Right.
Why do we have the exact same experiences? Where's the growth in it? Stop ignoring. We was talking the other day about the birth of a nation. He was explaining to me how he was listening to a talk radio show, and this really stuck out in my head. And it was the gentleman said him and his wife are the only black people in the theater, right? Are you familiar with Nat Turner? He led slavery rebellion, killed a bunch of white people. Now, up until the part of the rebellion where the white people were whipping the slaves and beating them quiet, the theater's quiet. There's no remorse, there's no, ain't gotta do that like that. The moment Nat stands up and start killing white people, that's when all the ruckus started. It's like, how do you keep thinking you're gonna keep mistreating a man, a black man, but I'm still a man? And when I stand up, you're upset. Cause I interact, and like as far as my income, I have 99.9% African American business. I don't need white people money. I don't need it. So I don't feel the need to choose these words correctly. I'm not the black man that's gonna shuck and jive or dance for you. I don't need you to create an income for my family. But I would like to build a relationship with you, not for no pity party in there, but something has to change. I'm tired of seeing young black males being killed by the police and each other. But I'm tired of the white people, the reaction to either side. The videotape, the footage of Eric Gardner getting choked out, and then say put on Fox News, he was resisting. It's a damn cigarette. This man died over a cigarette and you have a justification for it. It's no different to me. I get the same feeling when I see somebody just got killed. It just, it's no justification for it. But as what I would like to ask for white people to do is stop ignoring it. Stop. You can't ignore your privilege. Right. You can't. And you can't be upset when black people are like, hell no, you ain't finna keep treating me like this. Am I wrong? Because I don't want to be oppressed no more? Am I wrong? It's just like to hear, there was a white begging for change on Farana and Ballinger at the Taco Bell. They got the signs all right. He done put his sign up and talked to another white guy. Craziest thing I've ever heard. A homeless white man telling another homeless white man, I told that nigga to meet me in the parking lot. For whatever reason it was, I don't care, but it's just like, you don't have nothing. And you still looking at a black man in a disrespectful, you're begging me for money.
But he has his whiteness.
He has his whiteness.
And I think that's where, again, you guys, just like with Congress, just like with President Barack Obama dealing with Congress, Mitch McConnell and them, you know, his presidency should be an example. Anybody that's intelligent enough that has any kind of college education, to some degree, when you look at our political system in the last 7 years, it is a shame. We should be embarrassed as a country. I'm talking about, if anybody is American, disregard color or ethnicity. But for what Congress has not done, should be criminal. And all them people in office should lose their job. How can you go to work and not pass legislation and still get your $255,000 a year and your insurance? That should be criminal. But we live in a society again, and I hate to say it, you know, to some degree, just like the homeless Caucasian young man. You know, unless we are sincere about boycotting collectively as a body of people, I'm saying people that are like-minded across racial and education lines about just for those things that are right. Because there's no reason why we should be treated with the water situation here in Flint, Michigan. It is unacceptable the way we're being treated in this community. And we, all of us, are brothers and sisters, black, white, green, and yellow. We need to come together, and that's what Tendaji's whole legacy is about, is how we can really come together and start moving our community in a direction that's going to bring about love, hope, and respect and honor for all of us and our generations to come, because we are going to die. But we can choose the way we're going to live.
Yeah, so I just want to add to, because we're out of time here for tonight, but I would add to what you're saying about stop ignoring, but I would take it a step further. It's incumbent on white people to point out racism and point out power and privilege. And we've got to stop demanding that people of color point out racism to us. Because that's crazy. You know, it's like, here are the people who are being oppressed. Will you tell me when you're oppressed? You know, like, really? And that's why it's easy to ignore. You know, but white people have to stand up and say, that's racist. That's an example of power and privilege that other people don't have. And we have to have the courage, my white brothers and sisters in here, to start doing that. That's what the real answer is, I think.
I think the answer for me is that we can't wait for Caucasian people to see us that way. We have to see each other that way. And when you say a lot of people don't know, they don't know because we don't have control of the media. We don't have the bully pulpit so that we can. So that's another thing. We need to put that information out there. We need to vote more. I did voter registration, and people are telling me I'm not going to vote. It doesn't make any difference. We need to push those agendas and we need to take control, and then they can support us in taking control. Like to say, we want to wait until they see us.
Well, one thing I want to say about what you said about information is, at one time there was no Twitter and no Facebook, and we came together and we mobilized. I just want to make that clear.
From my understanding, the technology that we have now separate a lot of us. What I'm seeing is actually fights of a little small stuff. Like, I was watching a video on Facebook where a black guy stepped on another black guy's shoe. And this is the one that stepped on the other guy's shoe. So the other guy said, wipe my shoe off. And the other black guy said, wipe your shoe off. He was like, my bad. I didn't step on your shoe, but I'm not going to wipe your shoe off. So the other guy gets mad and sucker punches him and basically knocks him out. From my understanding that it's fights between all races. We need to come together. There is no okay, what white people need to do, what black people. No, we need to come together because the Bible says, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. We really are. It don't matter what color it is. The stuff that's been happening over there in Jerusalem, Israel and stuff, is way worse than what we're going through. And instead of, okay, I understand the boycott and everything of what happened back then, but we need to take another route on coming to this problem. Because we can boycott, just walk down the street, go to the signs, all we want to, and still don't get our point across. What we need to start doing is petitions. We need to start having different ratios in the jurisdiction that pass laws and everything, instead of it always being white people. Now, I don't have nothing against white people, but it's like that, okay, black people don't want to stand up for nothing. It's too many followers. We following each other. We following after people too much. I never seen one person have their own style. It's everybody with rocks, shoes, Jordans. I want to hold up guns in my pictures and stuff because my friend, I see my friend start doing, so I want to start doing instead of saying, no, that's wrong. It's a lot of kids, adults out there know right and wrong, but don't want to stand up because they scared of getting persecuted about, oh, he weird, he different from me, so he don't want to smoke a blunt. He's a punk, he's a chump. He ain't gonna be nothing like it. And that's the mess that I'm going through. Because I'm 19 years old, and I didn't see it from growing up until now. That it's saddening that, and now people saying, oh, it's all cops killing each other. No, it's black people. It's mainly black people killing each other than it is white cops or white people doing anything. Now I understand the slavery, but biblical terms, we've been going through slavery. It's been more slavery in biblical terms than it has been now. It's been way worse in biblical terms. If you actually get the Bible and read it, you gotta look at it from the spiritual side and just the natural side. And that's where a lot of us lack knowledge from, because we take information, we don't share it, we hold it, we consume it until we're old, and then we die with the knowledge that could help someone else. So another thing is we're consumers. And we need to be consumers and producers. We're not consumers when we are producers. And that goes for any race. Every race is more consumers than they are producers. Nobody wants to help out the next person. If I see him struggling on the side of the road, instead of getting out my car to help him come my way to help him, I'm going to keep on driving and be like, forget you, it don't matter what color it is, because every race do it. I done seen some white people drive past another white person, be like, oh, who's Carmen? Whatever. Black person. That's another black person. Oh, he's struggling. Okay, whatever. We'll keep going. I never seen I only seen. It's been a couple of instances where I've seen somebody in the same racial group turn around and help that person. And we need to, before we can even try to come against each other with what we need to do, start working in our own racial group and figuring out what's messing us up, because it's not just black people that's divided. It's Hispanics, Latinos, white people that's divided. It's white people that want to stand up but scared to stand up because of what other white people will say. It's black people that want to stand up and scared of what other black people will say. And then when we do stand up, when we get bombarded with persecution, stuff people say our name get run through mud and stuff, we don't want to, we back down and we jump off our stands. Instead of letting that elevate us higher to stand for righteous more, we tend to let what people say, like, okay, I think one Israel is wrong and everything. Oh man, skip him, we gonna kill him and his family and stuff. We get all scared. Don't get shook, because it's gonna be time for standing up is what we truly gonna need. It's gonna be a time where it's gonna be a fallout over this water situation. Once, because I heard that they can stop giving out bottled water to certain places, they already stopped. It's gonna be a fallout. It don't matter what racial people is. We need to start coming together and stop bickering on okay, what that white person think, what that Latino person think, what that Hispanic person think. We need to start coming together as different races. It don't matter what race it is. And we should start in Flint and stand out. Because it's people that's going to wait for a situation we are in Flint. It's people that's going about clothes, shoes, education, knowledge, and everything. And if it's people in Flint that know how to get information, how to do banking, how to save your finances, make clothes, sell clothes, we should expand outside from Flint to the overseas countries as well as America.
Okay, good on that note. I love what you just said. We need you to be a part of our, before y'all leave, make sure y'all sign so you guys can be a part of our ongoing presentation with Tendaji Talks. Love what you just said. We need our young people involved. We definitely want to thank you guys for coming. We'd like for you guys to fill out the evaluation forms on your table. Be honest. Also tell your neighbors the next installation will be July the 21st. I'm hoping that we see all your beautiful faces and bring somebody with you. Definitely bring your young people, because your young people, you definitely are the future. And we definitely need you guys.